Ahoy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Now, regulars might wonder where the heck I've been because I did a video announcing I was back from offshore a little while ago and I haven't done anything since. And the reason I haven't done anything is that. That is just a computer desk and a computer. That is a new computer desk and a new computer. And I've just put most of the boxes and stuff away, but some of them are still here. Yes, I've built myself a new gaming PC and I had to stagger the delivery from different shops for all the different components because prices are all over the place right now. So that's why it's taken me a little while. I've also been spending time working in the car, which I'll show you another time. The point is, it's finally done, and this is an absolute monster of a machine. But before we get into that, I better show you what was going on with my old computer. So this is my current computer, the one I'm getting rid of. That's actually a Colink Punisher case, and I do like it. It has the SD card slots at the top, which is quite handy. In case you're wondering what the heck all that mess is inside, let's get a better view of it. And there she is. Now, the mess of cables was deliberate. I wrapped everything with UV reactive sleeving and had them going every which way because I wanted them to look like the sort of pipework you see on Half-Life, for example, carrying all the toxic waste. And I wanted it to look like it was toxic waste was going everywhere, and that was actually its lifeblood, as in it ran on the stuff, which is why it's sort of higgledy-piggledy and all glowing. I removed every single LED source in this computer that I could. So all the LED fans were removed. That's a black fan, doesn't do any lighting. The only lighting from the fans are the two at the front, which are actually UV reactive as well. So they don't glow unless you turn the UV LEDs on. You can see the UV LED strips up here. They go all the way to the front of the case, down both sides and everything. So you don't really see a sort of faint purpley glow, but they don't really light up, and they're completely swamped by the UV reactiveness of all the rest of it anyway. So they look pretty good. Now obviously, before I go on, that's a very old school styling choice, a very old school theme. Nowadays it's all about very tidy cable management and also RGB lighting. Now, I wanted to do a sort of UV reactive computer for years, but I never really had the money. So yes, I was about 15 years behind the curve, but I thought it looked quite good. Now, as far as the spec is concerned, it's not exactly as it was. It's been running an Intel i5 4690K at 4 gigahertz. So the single core performance was actually really quite good. Well, relatively good, but it's only a quad core. It's got a Ryzen Tech cooler, quite an effective one, so it was running pretty good. It has 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM, that's 1866 RAM, Crucial ballistics. I really like Crucial stuff, very quick stuff, and you don't pay the RGB premium because they're all just black and just with heat sinks, there's no fanciness to them. The motherboard was a very good motherboard for a DDR3 motherboard. It was a MSI Z97S SLI Crate Edition, which was very expensive when it was new. Now, I said the spec isn't quite the same. I've been running a Zotac full-sized 3-fan, triple fan NVIDIA GTX 1070. But as you can see, it's a little stubby one. This is actually an Asus stubby GTX 1060 because I sold a friend of mine sold him my 1070. So he fancied a bit more graphical performance, and I was selling this computer anyway, so that's fine. I can sell it at a lower price and sell him the graphics card. He's happy, and that's all good. It was running 2 SSDs and one old-fashioned spinny hard drive, HDD, because I use the old spinny hard drive for photographs and also very old games that doesn't require any sort of performance, like Total Annihilation, the original Command & Conquer, the Dawn of War series, the original Half-Life. They didn't require SSD speeds. But for the new computer, because SSDs have come down in price, I've just gone for them anyway. That's a Corsair VS650 power supply, which is more than adequate for this sort of system without any SLI or anything. So yeah, it's been a pretty good performer. It is what it is. It's with the 1070 in it. It was a pretty solid mid-spec PC, especially if you were doing sort of 1080p to 1440p gaming. Everything I've ever asked of this computer it has run. Most games at max or at least high settings on 1440p, some 4K, but only sort of smaller indie titles. But it wasn't really the gaming performance that the reason that I'm replacing this computer. I was quite happy with the gaming performance. It's simply because I've changed on this YouTube channel from 1080p to 2.7K videos, and it meant the rendering of those 2.7 high resolution or higher resolution videos has just killed the performance. It used to take about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes possibly, to render a 20-minute video. Now it takes, for the same 20-minute video, it'll take around 8 to 10 hours. So yeah, not great. Plus I'm getting little artifacting on the video where there's points where the computer can't quite keep up when it's rendering the video. So I've got some money just now because of an offshore trip I just did. So why not just treat myself to a nice, decent computer. Anyway, so that's the one I'm getting rid of. Quite like it. Big fan of the computer. I love the old GTX 1070. It was a cracking card, but it's time to move on. So there we have it. New machine. Now, I've used Logitech Mice for as long as I can remember, probably approaching 20 years, certainly 15, 16 years. I used the MX518 shape or the MX510 shape. I had an MX510, then MX518, then I had the G400S or whatever it was called, and then I had the MX518 Legendary. And you'd think after all that time with the same shell, the same shape, nothing else would come close to comfort for me. But my friend Scott had this, the Corsair Iron Claw, and as soon as I put my hand on it, I thought, that is super comfortable, even more comfortable than one I had. So for the first time ever, I've gone for a Corsair mouse setup. Cheap keyboard. I don't really do expensive keyboards. I think they're a waste of time, a waste of money. So I'm not interested. Some pretty powerful speakers for a computer. They're really just living room sound system speakers, but got a little amplifier there. That's the same. This is all the same speakers as before. It's the same 4K BenQ monitor as before, but the machine itself is very different, and it's a monster. So the case is a Fantex P500A. It comes with 340mm intake fans at the front, and that's all. I've added some fans to it. I've added a 140mm exhaust fan at the back and 320mm exhaust fans at the top. CPU is a bit of a beast, a Ryzen 9 5900X. Mounted on top of that is this Be Quiet cooler, a Dark Rock 4, has a fan this way, so it's this direction, and then there's another one in here in the center, continuing the airflow through. Now you could stick a one in the back here, but I didn't want to, because if you imagine a fan here, it's about that wide, it leaves only a few mil until this next fan. Even if they were going in the same direction, if you've got one fan here, and very close together with completely different designs, different brands and different RPMs, it might have created some sort of weird resonance. So I didn't want to bother with that. And it's completely unnecessary because this fan's pushing all the air through this part of the heatsink, then that one's pushing air through all this part of the heatsink, and the air's coming out the back, and this one's simply exhausting it, as are the top ones. So I didn't really bother with that. It's got 32 gigs of DDR4 3600 Crucial Ballistics. Nice RAM, nothing flash about them, not RGB or anything, but I like that. I like having RGB on the likes of the fans, etc., but having more subtle components. That's the sort of look I've gone for, as you'll see shortly. And my favourite part of the whole rig, this beast right here, GeForce RTX Tough Gaming. This is an Asus Tough 3080 Ti OC overclocked. An absolute monster of a card. I've got it vertically mounted, as you see here. I did want to use the Fantex vertical mount kit that you buy separately, and I did buy it separately, which pushes the card further in because it's pretty close to the glass here, and it's only got a few centimeters. So it kind of reduces the efficiency of these three intake fans where the glass is really close. So I wanted it further in, but the sheer size of this cooler and the size of this big card, it just couldn't fit. It would not fit. It would just be this cooler sitting on top of it. So I've mounted it on the included case vertical mount, which isn't as good as the one you buy separately because it's further out. But I did think about it. Yes, these are slightly reduced in efficiency, so close to the glass. However, with these big fans blowing cold air through the front of this mesh case, obviously there's no glass in the front here, it's nice and mesh, that's going to be putting the airflow directly in contact with the heat sinks of this card anyway. So I don't think I'll have any temperature issues, but I'll keep an eye on it, and if I do, I'll change it. But I really like the look of a vertical mount. I've never had one before, so I wanted to try it. Yeah, it'll be awesome. Overall, the motherboard, everything here was mounted to the motherboard, which is a an X570, an Asus Strix, Asus ROG Strix. I'll get the whole thing eventually. X570 is what it is, X570F. Pretty fantastic motherboard as well. Now, why isn't it on just now? I'll tell you why. Because although this board has enough fan headers for everything I need here, all the fans running, 2 of these headers are set especially for water pumps rather than fans. So they're actually got the 2 fans running at full RPM, so it's making a bit of a noise right now. I have ordered cables so I can do splitters and split them and then mount them on the correct headers so it'll make it quiet again. But right now I've got a couple of days left. I think maybe tomorrow. I think they'll arrive tomorrow. But until then, a couple of fans are running at full RPM. It makes a bit of a noise, so I didn't want to do that. And powering the whole thing, Corsair RM850. It's a gold rated power supply, modular, nice enough. Magnet mount on the door there, I like that. So there you are. It's a bit of a monster, it really is. And I'll fire up the RGB and show you the sort of theme I've gone for. And there we are. I've named the computer The Forge, and I want the RGB to look like it's sort of smouldering or on fire or something. Just something slightly different. It works really well with sort of black components, a black graphics card, black CPU cooler, black RAM, black motherboard. Apologies for next door neighbour's dog if you can hear it. Sometimes it just doesn't shut up. So I'll give you a look around. You'll probably notice by the noise that yeah, the fans are making a bit of a racket, but that will be sorted, as I said. I know it's a cliche, but the camera absolutely does not do this justice. It's way more sort of reddy orangey colour in real life, less sort of yellowish and whitish as you can see on the camera. It looks really very much like it's sort of on fire. I'm really pleased with it. I don't want to play around with the settings too much more because I might just lose the effect I've got already. Anyway, so there you are. I'll be very pleased with the computer when I finally get it to quieten down, get those splitter cables for the fan headers. I haven't actually used it for gaming yet, but now that I've got it all set up, and the phone's ringing, so that's a good time to leave this video. Bloody spam callers, honestly. Aren't they the worst? Oh, you've been in an accident. No, I haven't. Piss off. Anyway, I hope you like the computer. I hope you like the video. And sorry again, I do apologise to the regulars who are expecting RC videos. I've just been so busy. But now I have the software installed, I can edit videos again. I haven't tried it yet with this computer, so we'll see how we get on. Anyway, in the meantime, take care. I'll see you later. Cheers.